I know we just flew in, and then it was one of those things where you just run on the stage, you know, like we just got here and then just had to play. I feel like, you know, the adrenaline was up, everyone was feeling crazy, and some of our friends who I didn't even know were here came on stage at the end, and that was cool, and the audience was good. I don't know, yeah, it was overall great, I think. I was like climbing on the table where all my gear was. I've never done anything like that before. That was kind of fun. We took a lot of tequila shots directly before playing, so I think it was a little crazier than usual. It's great, actually. It's a lot like where I live in Canada in the sense that it's kind of, there's a lot of young people. It's not super expensive. There's a lot of art and stuff happening. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. If there's a city I would live in, it would be something like this, you know, where there's a lot of stuff happening. It's not necessarily, you know, it's not Manhattan. You know, it's like there's a lot of just kind of cheap apartments and people doing stuff, and that's cool. I mean, I think, like, literally anything can be inspirational. Like, I can look at something and I can fucking hate it. Sorry, I can absolutely hate it. I didn't mean to swear. And I can, if there's things in something that I hate that are inspiring to me, that's almost the best thing, you know? Like, if I'm like, this is horrible, but there's that one little thing in there that I like and I can pull that out, that's almost, I mean, that's the best way to innovate, you know, is to find things that just everyone thinks are deplorable or super lowbrow or whatever, and just like pull the interesting scraps out of them, because everything has something good, you know. I mean, I really want to get into working more with film. I like directing, and I like editing. I don't know, it's kind of a new challenge for me is working in video, because it involves so many other people. So, I mean, it's art that is really contingent on you as a director creating a comfortable social space, and like, you know, there's just so many other factors besides just, oh, I want to do this, okay, I'm going to do it. You know, you're just like relying on people and they're relying on you, and that's really fun and really cool. And I think you can, I don't know, when you're making art out of human beings that are not yourself, that's a really interesting thing to do, because normally it's just like, with me, with my music or painting or anything, it's me, it's 100% me, and it's always just this, it almost feels kind of self-absorbed, and it's kind of cool to like be able to draw emotions out of other people and utilize that as your art form. So, I don't know, yeah, I'm kind of having fun going into that world recently. I guess I was raised, my family's Catholic, I went to a Catholic school. I'm not a Catholic person, but the song Genesis is kind of about nostalgia for the religious experience, and I wanted to make a video that was kind of how my childhood brain perceived Catholicism, which was as like an action movie, you know? Like when I was 7 years old, it was like, God will send you to hell and you'll burn in the fire and like, you know, all this crazy stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, just constantly, you know, it was so intense. But I wanted to make a version that was kind of a really empowering feminist version at the same time of how my childhood brain perceived Catholicism. So it's sort of like Death Proof plus like a lot of medieval iconography. It's sort of based on this Hieronymus Bosch painting that I love loosely, but yeah. I mean, it's the first one that I've been able to fully direct myself. I directed Vanessa. I co-directed Oblivion with my friend Emily, but this is the first one where I really wasn't required to compromise. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time, like with stuff I was doing in the past, everyone was always like, calm down, like chill out, like, you know, and just, you know, everyone was like, do this, and like I'd be like, well, what about this? And everyone's like, no, too crazy. And I don't know. I've kind of decided now that I have to take control over the project in every way, because otherwise it's not Grimes, you know, it's someone else's idea. So, yeah, I mean, this one's really different because it's the first step in the direction of me just controlling everything, I guess. Well, I wanted to be really hook-oriented and pop-oriented in the same way, just because I like music to feel good. I really need the music that I'm making to just gratifying in a really immediate way. But I want it to be a lot more aggressive and industrial and sparse. Like, the beats are a lot more intense. I'm focusing a lot more on songwriting, so it's a lot more like lyrically blunt and a lot cleaner production, a lot cleaner vocals. I don't know. I want it to be like this sort of like caustic, aggressive, industrial pop dance album that just has like tons and tons of vocals, and it's almost entirely vocals and percussion, and not a lot of in between stuff. I kind of want social and cultural power, I guess. I don't know. I look at the lineage of humanity, and it's sort of, if someone is like, what is humankind? Like, what is humanity? You know, there's like Shakespeare and Da Vinci, and there's all these sort of figures that stand out. And they like, the reason they stand out is because the world existed in one way, and then they came along and they just like produced art that was so effective that it caused this huge social change. And I think that's when you can cause a social or cultural shift without being aggressive or polemical or like argumentative, but you can just cause it by being yourself and making art that is so powerful that it changes the way people think. That's like, and that's the ideal, obviously. And so, I mean, obviously, I could never, be like that. But in theory, the dream would be to just be able to cause some kind of change in society where it becomes better than it is, or I don't know, by means of my own art or whatever.